Here we go. E minor. Love this chord. And you only need 2 fingers on there. Now, some people go 2 and 3. Some people go 1 and 2. Totally up to you. Now, here's a little thing if you're a beginner out there. If you go 1 and 2, then when you go to the next chord, you're just moving. Slight little magical movement right there, and bam, you're at your next chord. We're going to go to G. Now, in this chord, this ring finger gets to stay exactly where it's at, so you don't even have to pick that one off. So that's another thing that's really helpful to do, is kind of chart out or map out where the next chord is going to be, and if you need to remove any fingers or if you can keep some on for the next chord. So we can keep this guy right here, and then these guys come down. So each one of these chords, with the exception of our next chord, which you could do if you wanted to finger it like that, you can keep a finger on that's going to be in the next chord. Okay, so from that point, we just need to work on this hand and decide what kind of a rhythm or what kind of a feel it's going to be. So in this particular case, I wanted to do something that has nice, easy, open position chords and a couple of different patterns in one strum pattern, right? A little bit beyond total beginner, but I know you all can do it. So. Okay, so I'm mixing up, down, and upstrokes, right? We can just as easily go. So that would be all downstrokes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Perfect place to start. Now the next logical progression from there, right, to get working towards being able to strum and pick any down or upstroke you want, would be incorporate downstrokes, maybe a few, and then throw a down up in there. Okay, so down, 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 up. Down, 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 down. Works great, okay? So, now in this one we can change one of the patterns, right? So we'll have 2. So we can go down, 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 up on the first one, okay? Then I go down, up, down, 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 up. Down, up, down, 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 up. Okay, so we got. Do that as well. Now, on the first progression or pattern that I used, when I got to the A chord, I did some upstrokes. Now, upstrokes can be challenging when we're beginning, but once you get the hang of it, the goal is to be just as comfortable doing an upstroke as a downstroke. And when you start to get to that point, you can really get into what's called syncopation, right? Or, I know, gesundheit, right? But it allows you to really sync up with, if you're going to play with a band, drummers, funk players do it all the time, right? And that sort of thing. All sorts of, or, you know, rock. But the goal is, again, to be able to not only go down and up, but to be relaxed while you're doing it. So, if we throw in something that's a little challenging at first, like a few upstrokes in a row, right? It's just the same as going down, but, you know, it's kind of that motion you don't do as often, so it feels more uncomfortable. But here we go. So at the end on the A chord, I'm literally going up, 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 down, up. Okay? And the reason we're doing that again, to build up, you know, that feeling of it being comfortable to do an upstroke, just the same way we could do a downstroke. Now, obviously, you're not going to be, you know, playing metal or whatever, picking all upstrokes. It doesn't make sense. But you can do a lot of great things and a lot of different kinds of feels when you are comfortable doing upstrokes. So, down, 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 up, down, up, down, 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 up, down, up, down, 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 up, up, down, up. Okay? So, work on those open position chords, work on each of those strum patterns as well. Now, you can do any of those strum patterns on just one chord. Right? It would make sense to chain two of those together if you're going to do the upstrokes, where you start off on the upstrokes, right? You would start on the downstroke one first. Right? But you can stay on one chord. You can do all this stuff that we're doing just on one chord and chain multiple strum patterns together. Now, the whole thing we got to keep in mind again while we're doing this is, yes, it's going to be uncomfortable when you start. No, not everybody is a natural. There's very few, but I've taught hundreds of people. And I'll tell you what, some of the people who struggled the hardest in the beginning end up being the best guitar players, because they really work at it and they don't let the fact that they can't do it right away stop them from doing guitar. So I encourage you, you future awesome songwriters and guitar players out there, to really just take it easy, have fun, spread the word, tell your friends, you know, have fun. It's so much fun to have a couple people, you know, you're friends with, guys, girls, whatever, and have guitars and just a jam. And I can't even tell you how much fun you will have on this journey.